for all the compliments. I actually woke up late today. Normally I wake up by 5:30. Today I have woken up at 7 o'clock. So I needed something to cheer myself up. I was having some sort of a hand pain. This point has been hurting for the last 2 days and wo ja nahi raha. So I thought, let's do something to cheer myself up. Bindi, suit, woot. मैं अपने आप ही cheer up हो जाती हूँ. How many of you here actually use your wardrobe or your hair or your makeup to cheer yourself up? Anybody else who does it like me? I tend to do that all the time. Like if I'm not in my highest energy, I tend to instantly work with my, confidence, outer confidence, and then my inner confidence automatically starts to work better for me. Yeah. I think it's such an easy way to get out of the slump. And because for the last 2 days this hand's been paining, I've just been like, abhi theek hoga, but like, looks like I'll have to go to the doctor and ek bari dikhai aun. There's no swelling, nothing, just this point is hurting. I can't make out what it could be. Alright, so let's see who all are here. Hi Manisha, hi Lakshmi, hi Jani Sultana, hi Divine Feminine Awakening Coach, Purushottam Ramawat, Vivek Vasanta, Saubana Sweetheart, Suchita, Poonam Mumbaikar. I make chapatis. Oh, does that lift you up? That's so cool. Oh, love you, my darling, my goddess, my mentor. Hi Gargi Arya, thank you for that beautiful post. I had so many people writing into me. Thanks to you. Official Lakshmi Sanju, get well soon. Thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely. Only if I touch it, it hurts. So it's not really like I'm sick or anything, but but anyway, I'll take the get well soon. Woo! Malika's in the room. Wow, morning. See you. Love you, my Jan. Cooking makes me happy too. That's lovely. See, we all should have something that can cheer us up. For some of us, it could be music. For some of us, it could just be the long drive. For some of us, it could be making something yummy. It's some of us, so it's so nice when you know what it is. How many of you noticed we gave a topic to today's session? Did you notice that? How many of you know what's the topic for today? Good morning, Preeti. Good morning, Sar Mag. Love it. Yes, today's topic is going to be procrastination. I wanted to delve a little bit deeper for a while and then move to the Q&A. Yes, absolutely. Everybody knows the topic. I like that. Nice. Absolutely. And the reason I took this up is because I feel like too many of us are too harsh on ourselves with this topic. My favorite question when I'm discussing procrastination is, have you ever forgotten to feed your children? Have you ever forgotten to do the basic things that you have habits around? No. So what is procrastination? The deeper you understand procrastination, the more you'll be able to deal with it. So I'd love for you to make a list of 2-3 things that you are currently procrastinating. Can you name something that you are currently procrastinating? I've been wanting to do strength training, and I think that's something I've been procrastinating. So I've been walking, I've been swimming, so cardio is going great. I even have a dance class that I can go for. So cardio is pretty set, but my strength training has not been happening. So that's what I've been procrastinating. Let me think, what else have I been procrastinating? Another thing I tend to procrastinate is packing. So I travel a lot and I don't pack till like literally sometimes an hour before the flight. So I know I tend to procrastinate packing. I'd love to know in the chat box, what are you procrastinating? Exercise, shooting my recipe videos and exercising, daily workout, courses that I've planned, my dance classes, video making, career, getting out of my comfort zone, everything, to be honest. That's so sweet. Everything, to be honest. Khana kha rahi ho, breathe kar rahi ho, brush kar rahi ho, naha rahi ho, then it's not everything. Super. And I feel like we generalize that anything we don't land up doing, we just put it under the bucket of procrastination. But to me, actually, procrastination is caused by 2-3 things, okay? And normally it is a lack of courage. So I want you to notice that what you're not doing, is there a lack of courage there? Okay, like it's something you want to do. Let's take video making as an example, right? Somebody said video making. Are you procrastinating video making, or are you procrastinating the judgment that you will get because of that video making? Are you scared to make those videos? Do you have fear and doubt around making those videos? I feel like a lot of times courage is a bigger issue than what we are imagining or bucketing. Until the time we keep on thinking of it as procrastination, it will almost feel like we are delaying it because we are lazy. But the truth is, it's not that you're delaying it because you're lazy. It is sometimes because we don't have the courage to put ourselves out there. Yes, I am scared of making videos. I know that, sweetheart. That's why I'm having this conversation. Okay? Another reason why we procrastinate is because of lack of clarity. Okay? Where do we go for this? Who can I ask for help? How do I do this? So I'd love for you to look at or examine whatever you wrote as what you're procrastinating. If it's not a courage issue, notice, is it a clarity issue? Is it because you actually don't know the path and you don't know where to begin? You want to achieve this full project, but you don't know the start point. You haven't broken this whole project down to all of the actionable steps, and therefore it's looking like a big mountain rather than step 1, step 2, step 3. So for those of you who have a courage issue, we need to work with what's the worst that can happen. And you know what? I will begin with just exploring, and I will begin with just me going on the path of learning. Okay, even if I get it wrong, let me make, let's say, 100 videos and then decide, am I scared or not? Then only I'll post it. But first, let me get the 100 videos made. Let me get the 30 videos made. Okay, for those of you who are having courage issue, those of you having clarity issues, sometimes we need someone on the journey to guide us because we really don't know where to begin. You start exercising, then something happens, and then you stop exercising. You start exercising, then you stop exercising. Maybe because that's not the right exercise for you. It's like trying to tell a fish, why don't you come out and go to the gym? Imagine if a fish used swimming as the exercise, what a perfect exercise that would be for her. I feel like a lot of us think this is the exercise. Like for me, till the time I didn't find what I love, I just kept thinking I hate exercising. I don't like to go to the gym. This whole house, we have a gym in the house. I don't like to go to the gym. And I kept thinking, oh, everyone is so, exercise oriented. I'm the only one who's not exercise oriented. I procrastinate every day. The thing is, I don't like to work out in closed rooms. Can I tell you, if you find what you absolutely love doing, you will actually get excited about doing it. Now, I know I love swimming. Every morning I look at that pool, it just invites me, and these days it's so hot that it actually literally invites me. So I want you to start to really examine what are you actually doing. It's not procrastination. Underneath procrastination is the umbrella word. It's like anger, okay? I just get angry very fast. No, it's not. Anger is just feedback. That you don't know why something is out of control in your life and you don't have control over it. Anger is just feedback. Procrastination, from today onwards, I want you to treat as feedback. How many of you think you can do that? And literally go a little deeper and ask yourself, is it true that I'm being lazy? Yes, in the daily chores, you can get lazy. So I'm not saying that there is a category of procrastination which can be caused due to laziness. Okay, now examine that laziness and look at how is your environment not supporting you in this particular activity. So of course, if you put your vitamins in the drawer and you're thinking I must eat them every day and you're just lazy to go take them out, then the truth is you haven't created an environment that can serve you. You start to give this vitamin box to someone in your house. Let's say you have a part-time worker coming and you say every day when you come, just put these 2 tablets into a small little plate with a glass of water and just come and give it to me and make sure I have it in front of you. Done. How many of you can see that the minute you apply yourself to the whole thing, procrastination won't exist? So courage. Look at what is it? Is it doubt and fear stopping you? If it's doubt and fear stopping you, then you need to change the word from doing it to exploring or just practicing. Practicing just has an easy way to launch something, because then you're not so judgmental of yourself, and then you don't get too scared because you keep telling people, oh, I'm just trying it out right now, I don't know whether I'll do it. It's just an easier, soft launch for your own fears, right? If it is clarity, then you need to find out, maybe I just don't know. For example, I want to do strength training. What I've realized is I don't want to do it in a gym. Now, if I don't want to do strength training in a gym, because it involves dumbbells and because it involves a little bit of machinery, I don't have a solution around it on how can I get strength training done but without going to a gym. So the truth is, it's lack of clarity on my part that I'm actually hiding behind. It's not procrastination. It's not laziness. And a lot of times it's just your environment. So I'd love for you to examine that also. Okay. Now, if all three are not making sense to your procrastination, then there is this one more layer that I like to add, which is your why is not your why. Let me explain this. Your why is actually not your why. It's a should being put on from someone else. So I'd love for you to examine that, who are you trying to please in the process of doing this? What if this value itself does not really belong to you? You know, what if it is that you love someone and you love them enough to want to do it for them, but you're not able to do it for them? And this could be something completely personal that they've been wanting you to do, but you're not being able to do. Okay? And that's why you have to, some of us, we need to build a much stronger why, or we have to let it go. So many people, I see them writing things like, year after year, I'd love to learn a certain language. I'd love to lose a little bit of weight. I'd love to start doing dash. And the truth is that sometimes this is not even what they want. This is something that they know they will get admiration for if they do it. And those are the first things I've taken in my life and put them in the dustbin. कि मेरे को किसी और के लिए कुछ नहीं करना in terms of putting my own self-esteem and confidence down in the process. How many of you are starting to understand that procrastination is far deeper than the word itself, the way we are using it? So I'd love for you to take a moment and really ask yourself, which category does my procrastination live in? And then write out 5 action steps underneath it with your big why. Why is this important to you? Okay, so for example, we are going on a trip very soon with both my boys and my husband. And for that trip, we're going to be having to do a lot of hiking. And I know that I'm going to energetically need a lot more stamina to match up to the 24-year-old boys, and I don't want to be left behind, and I don't want to slow them down either. And so every day I've been walking because I have this purpose that, in the next 20-25 days, I'm going to be able to build my stamina to a level where at least I am able to manage being around them rather than, being 30 steps behind. So I've created it's an artificial why or it's a real why, I have no idea, but I've created a why that, okay, next 25 days I want to be, doing my 10K steps, because that 10K steps every day will open up my entire body to do the hikes that we are going to be requiring to do. Can you see how I've created an artificial why? Can you see, even if it's not artificial, can you see how I'm attached to my why? Yeah, so I'd love for you to now start to examine your procrastinations, and some of them just literally need to be balled up like a paper and thrown in the dustbin, because you know what, you've been putting this for years and years and years and accusing yourself of something that's not even true. Climb stairs helps building energy for treks. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'll try. Why not? Again, I can't be indoors, but I'll have to find steps outside. I already spend too much of my life indoors. Maybe that's why. So see if you can just start to examine your procrastination a little more deeply. Okay, sometimes it just could be overwhelmed. You're already doing a lot. You are a mother also, you are a wife also, you're running the house also, you're part of some organizations also, and you're hammering yourself, but I don't have a career, but I don't have a career, but I don't have a career. Where is the space to put the career? Where is the space to put that career into your journey or into your life? You will have to let go of something that is currently important to you to bring in the career. How many of you are understanding what I'm trying to tell you here? And so when that happens, you're going to have issues, because you know what? You do not want to neglect your child and build your career. You don't want to neglect your house and build your career. You don't want to neglect your relationships and build your career. Maybe you don't even want to neglect your health and build your career. There will be a right time for the career. But right now may not be the right time. And you know what you've been doing? And I can tell you, I am guilty of this so badly. Because when my children were born, literally, I think my son was 6 months and I was like, where's my identity? What about me? I wish someone had told me at that time, you have the rest of your life to build your career. This is your time. Till your children don't turn 5, this is your time to truly enjoy them, be with them, do all the activities with them. I had no idea. I just kept thinking, oh my God, but my identity, I'm losing myself. I'm only giving. I'm not, all these things that we keep talking to ourselves. But the truth is, we're doing a fabulous job of life. We're doing a fabulous job of life, but we are cursing ourselves because we've kept our standards so high. Because remember, the twin sister of procrastination is actually perfectionism. And most women are not procrastinating, they're just perfectionists. And perfectionist is basically a coward. You know what is a coward? That means you are so scared that you're going to get judged that you don't launch yourself, you don't do anything about it. And a lot of times I tell perfectionist lady, either change that standard or just launch and reach that standard. The thing is, you can't begin any journey with that standard. How many of you are understanding what I'm saying? You cannot begin any journey with that standard. And I have no idea why I've turned today's beautiful Insta live into one lecture. But you know what? I'm so keen to take this word out of the dictionary of such amazing women. You know, I will meet women who are achieving the world. Literally, they've given their whole life to the people around them and doing a fabulous job of it. And then when I speak to them, self-esteem is so low, because the one thing they are not doing is they are so busy judging themselves that they are forgetting to see all the amazing things that they are doing. Are you realizing that actually you're just being too harsh on yourself? And you know, how many of you have seen the tortoise on my table? And this is something I show almost on every class of mine, in every, you know, I keep this on my table for a very specific reason. This is my reminder that, you know what, happiness along on this journey of divine speed is far more important than the race that this world is inviting us on. And you know, for me, this is so important to realize that I don't want to look like this. Empty inside, energy less, sad and fatigued. A lot of us have become that. You know why? Because we are running the race. And so what are we doing? We are dropping health, we are dropping family, we are dropping whatever was important to us, we've dropped, and now we look like this and we wonder, we've achieved the success in some areas of our life that we wanted to, but we're not happy. Can you see what's happened? Now, if you put this heavy, this is really heavy by the way, I wish I could give it to you to hold. If you put this on the back, do you think this tortoise is going to be able to go at the speed it was going to go on without the shell? But can you see how much more complete this life and this journey looks? I really hope you all take a moment today and say, you know what? I no longer want to put deadlines to stress myself out. I'm instead going to, from today onwards, just make sure I follow divine speed. What is the meaning of divine speed? What I want, I will ask God for. When He gives it to me, will be decided by Him. I'm going to repeat that sentence because it's such a calming sentence in life if you are a high achiever. I'm a high achiever, and I can tell you these are all the sentences I've had to tell myself to bring myself to an equilibrium where I'm able to be more than anything else happy every day. And so for every single one of you in this room, I'm going to say this: what you want, please ask God for. I want you to have 100% clarity on all the things that you desire, even if you have no idea on how you're going to get them. How is not even important. How is supposed to be sent by Him. It is not even your job. You're doing a job that is not even yours. Okay, so how it comes, where the opportunities will start to show up, not your problem. What you want, have complete clarity on. Okay, and then leave it to God to when it should come to you. Like I will literally look up and say, God ji, by when do you think I should put a date to this? And then 6 months plus or minus, I count it as goal done. I don't stress, oh, but I had said I'm going to lose 5 kgs by this date. If that 5 kgs by this date becomes 5 kgs by that date, if I achieved my goal, I'm happy. You know what? The most important thing that we have to start to value in our life is the peace that lives in the center of our heart. Okay? Being stressed, being unpeaceful, being irritated, being angry, being annoyed, these are far lesser qualities than procrastination. I would rather you procrastinate and be happy in life than be angry, annoyed, irritated, but a very high achiever and therefore extremely arrogant. And can I tell you something? When you start to move into this space of peace, when you start to say, you know what, everything that I'm going to do, I'm going to add happiness to it. If I'm going to swim, you should see me every morning when I enter. I mean, you shouldn't see me, but what I mean is like, when I enter the pool, if my expression was visible to you, you would know that I've entered heaven. That's the energy I enter the pool with. That's the excitement level. I'm so like, oh my God, this is just heavenly. That's my expression. Now imagine if we carry this as our beginnings to everything that we do. One of the biggest reasons we are procrastinating is because we are connecting pain to that activity. You keep connecting pain to that activity, how are we going to reach anywhere? Every single day, if I keep saying I hate the gym, but I must go to the gym. I hate the gym, but I must go to the gym. Even if 1 or 2 days I win, guess who's going to eventually win? The hatred. Eventually the hatred will win. So if I want to actually train myself to go to the gym, let's say I don't like the gym, but for some medical reason, I have to go to the gym. Let's say. Then you know what I'm going to do? Every single day for 21 days, I will write a page on how important and how much I will love the gym. I'm literally going to do that to myself. I'm going to psych myself up and put myself in a state first before I even start. Because the being of the person is 10 times more important than the doing. The doing will always follow if you get the being right. Which means I need to create a complete new identity where Pooja Puni does not criticize the gym and she talks about the gym as though that is going to be her life savior now. I want you to start to look at how are you going to now realign yourself, and instead of looking at if something is creating pain in you, this is my guarantee to you, you cannot do it for long. Consistency cannot be built through pain. You have to at some point start to enjoy the pain. Literally, I'm going to use these words, enjoy the pain. When I enter my pool, it is sometimes freezing cold. And as I'm entering that, I'm going, every muscle in my body, every cell in my body is reacting to the cold water. And now, for those of you who know, cold water therapy is like a therapy for longevity, therapy for beauty, therapy for, and I'm connecting, as I'm entering that cold water, earlier on what it used to be, hey, itna thanda. Now it's like, hey, meri sundarta wapas aa rahi hai. I'm just connecting all of this just to make sure that I rewire my brain to not procrastinate. Anybody learning something? Anybody understanding that no longer I want anyone who's attending my sessions to use this word procrastination, because it's a very ऊपर का artificial word. उसके नीचे इतना meaning है. Okay, that we so casually are using I'm a procrastinator. Anytime I'll ask in my sessions any procrastinators, literally 90% of the room will put up their hands. If I ask them what are they procrastinating, they will say things which are so random that after the 100 things that they're already doing, that one thing they're not able to do. Can you imagine? How many of you are promising me that from today onwards, when somebody asks you, are you a procrastinator, you're going to say, no, I'm a prioritizer. What is everybody in this room? You are a prioritizer. And I'm going to move into questions very quickly. I know I've gone way too long just trying to make the topic. It was supposed to be a 5 minutes topic discussion and then we were supposed to move into Q&A. So please, you can start asking your questions. I'll move into that. But I want you to just... Can you see how desperate I am to remove this word from your vocabulary? I want to come and shake each one of you up and go, you know what? You are absolutely fabulous. You're not owning that fabulousness. 90% of the women I see, if you could see yourself through my eyes, no, you'll fall in love with yourself. I guarantee you that. I just want to gift you my eyes today. And I want you to start to recognize, when we recognize how awesome we are, our self-esteem goes up. Our self-esteem goes up, our willpower goes up. Our willpower goes up, procrastination becomes sidey. Do you get the connection? Because we are constantly criticizing ourselves, because we are constantly putting ourselves down, we are falling in our own eyes. When we fall in our own eyes, we don't have willpower. Willpower sits in the space of confidence. And confidence comes when you acknowledge those small things that you do, that you accomplish every day. I need you to start to have a completely different conversation with yourself. And if in the beginning it seems fake, I want you to have the fake conversation, but every day stand in front of the mirror and say, I'm not a procrastinator, I'm a prioritizer. Whatever will be important today will get done. Whatever is not important today, I will move to tomorrow because I know how to manage my energy beautifully. You start to have this kind of conversation with yourself. Can you see who you will become? My teacher Marie Folio says this so beautifully. She says the most important conversations that we have in this world are the ones that we have with ourselves. I'll repeat that. The most important conversations that we have in this world are the conversations that we have with ourselves. I need you, every single one of you, to start to love yourself a lot more. And that will only happen when you acknowledge those little things. Did you brush your teeth this morning? Acknowledge it. Did you have a bath this morning? Acknowledge it. Did you show up for someone or be nice to someone? Acknowledge it. Did you make food this morning? Acknowledge it. Start to acknowledge all that you do, and everything that you're procrastinating will come into your schedule. You keep on being so harsh on yourself, and you see the harshness nobody else can see, because the harshness that we use on ourselves, if somebody else had to say it to us, we would never speak to this person. So it's so important that we start to have that conversation. Literally what I'd love for you to do is, if for some time you feel like you're too harsh on yourself, write it out and then tear it up and then rewrite a letter replacing all of that harshness with love. And you'll see a completely different picture being created. Everyone with me? Okay, now too much of procrastination. I'm pretty sure some of you this week are going to use something you learned today and be able to do something. So next week when I come back, the first question I'm going to ask in my Insta Live next week is going to be, how many of you managed to do something that you had been procrastinating for a very long time? And I really hope at least a few of you come back and tell me something where I can feel like, yes, andar gaya. Yes? Can we do that? Lovely. Fabulous. All right. Now let's take on questions. Is your course available in Hindi? भावना मेरे लिए प्रे करो कि किसी दिन मेरे सारे कोर्सेज हिंदी में अवेलेबल हो. मैं अभी सारों को इंग्लिश में बना रही हूँ, बट मेरा एजेंडा है कि एक दिन आएगा जब मैं इन सारों को हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट करूंगी, बिकॉज जो मुझे जानते हैं मेरे को कितना ज्यादा शौक है हिंदी में बात करने का. बिकॉज आई लिव इन तमिलनाडु एंड बॉर्न एंड ब्रॉट अप दिल्ली गर्ल, तो यहाँ पे अब इतने 20-25 साल से हिंदी में ज्यादा बात हुई नहीं. तो जब मुझे कोई मिल जाता है ना हिंदी में बात करने के लिए, तो मैं तो बहुत खुश हो जाती हूँ. और मैं अपने ये कोर्सेज हिंदी में एक दिन तो जरूर करूंगी. अभी नहीं मालूम कब करूंगी, बट जिस दिन में पता चलेगा सबसे पहले इंस्टाग्राम में ही अनाउंस करूंगी. ठीक है? All right. Official Lakshmi Sanju is asking, my daughter's turning 12 and she's starting to detach herself. What to do? Absolutely natural. So there are ages and phases in our children's life. up to a certain age, their identity comes from the love of the parents, which means what is the need? The need is to get approval and acknowledgement from the parents. So everything that they do it for you. So when they are younger, mama, see my painting, mama, you come with me, mama, you sleep with me, mama, you feed me, mama, you be with me, mama. Some of us get irritated. We should enjoy that phase, because when that mama goes, no, ayo, it's heartbreaking, which is exactly where you are. Suddenly they hit 13 used to be the earlier age. Now recently I'm noticing that now the new teenage years are actually 10, 11, 12 and not 13, 14, 15. So the new teenage years, because it's 10, 11, 12, so you should be happy that she's already turned 12 and it didn't happen at 10 and 11. Is that now they are looking for their own identity. They no longer want your approval. They need to discover. Earlier on, if mama liked blue, they wanted to bring blue stuff for mama. If mama liked, now they are like, but then who am I? And they are discovering that if mama likes short hair, they want to keep their hair long. If mama likes something, they want to do the opposite. That opposite is not the dislike that they have for you or anything wrong that you have done. That opposite is them now starting to say or starting to form what we call the I. The ego. This is not a negative ego. This is the ego that preserves us, which starts to tell us, over the last 7, 8, 10 years of being born, we have discovered how the world operates. Now the next 5, 7 years, we are going to discover in this world, what do we like or don't like? Who are the people we want to be friends with? What is it we want to eat? What is it till now you've been feeding them whatever you like? I remember I used to dress up both my children similarly. I used to just find it so easy. There used to be this brand in America that I used to just go pick up one size for one child, and then suddenly they turn 10, 12 and my oldest son, I remember coming and telling me so clearly, Mom, from today onwards, whatever you buy for Viru, please don't buy for me. If you buy for me, do not buy for Viru. And I remember Puneet taking over the clothes and, taking them separately for shopping and all that, because the way I was doing it clearly was not liked by both of them. I can either get very hurt that, oh my God, I used to buy the most amazing clothes with matching shoes for you, or I can say, you know what, they've reached that age where they now want to actually find what they truly like, and they don't want to be a copy of anyone else. They want to discover themselves. So my dear Lakshmi Sanju, see if you can support her on this journey of self-discovery. Instead of everything becoming a fight, there are some battles you'll still have to have being protective as a mother, because of course not everything is going to be okay, and they are going to put up a fight. They're going to continuously keep checking your boundaries, okay? And children are expert at testing boundaries. Not only are they going to test your boundaries, they're going to test what the husband allows. They are going to test all of the boundaries, okay? Some days you may allow, some days you may not allow. Then they'll ask you, but that day you said yes, today you didn't say yes. So we have to become, parenting only gets harder. The first 10 years it's more physical, the next 10 years it's more emotional, correct or no? So see how you want to go about it. Now parenting is not a topic I normally tend to talk too much about, but you know what, sweetheart, I think your support in this journey of her finding her identity. I remember my son going and coloring his hair peacock blue at one point, and I'm so glad I let him do all of that crazy stuff, because he got out of it in 2-3 years. He was done with all of those fancy colors, all of that fancy things. Here what we do is we try to control them. The more you try to control them, the more rebel you will create. Things where it doesn't matter, let them do. According for their own body, let them decide as much as you can. Things where there is a safety element involved, and that's what I used to tell my children. Nothing doing, you cannot drive till 18 means you cannot. All my friends are driving, I don't care. You're not driving. If the law does not permit, then I do not permit. Simple as that. And I remember how much of a clash we used to have at that point. So I just want you to know, when safety is involved, don't give in. Where safety, no, it's just a personal choice between what you like versus what they like. My suggestion is start giving in. Oh wow, Kavita, that's mind-blowing. She's like already started working out as I'm watching this live. That's too cool. Can you please repeat the 4 seasons behind 4 reasons behind 4 seasons, my favorite hotel. I can only read that. Behind procrastination. So courage being one, clarity being one, consistency being one, and one I say is when you don't know your why. It's someone else's should. So when I say consistency, it's normally the word I'm using is environment. Your environment is not allowing you to get consistent. Latika, this question is disturbing me since childhood. Why is life unfair to some people? Latika, the truth is it's not unfair to some people. It's unfair to everybody. It is just who's looking at it from which angle. Okay? So life is unfair because we are going through many lives and we don't really know what we've done in our past. If you read only one chapter of the book and decided to make that the base, then it will seem very wrong, right? Sometimes we have to understand the past, the future for us to understand that is it even unfair? We don't know that. That's a judgment we are putting on a situation that we can't understand. So let's say there's a chapter in the book where this man walked in and killed this lady, okay, and kidnapped her children and left. If we read only that much, what are we going to look at it as? Oh my God, this is what happened. This is really bad, right? What if we come to know that this lady earlier on had done something ridiculously bad to his family? What if we come to know that? What if we come to know that in her previous birth, she was actually the torturous queen, and this guy and his entire family was beheaded in front of the whole. What if? So the thing is that I almost feel that anytime we are looking at something and thinking it's unfair, it's because we don't know the whole picture. Now, if you believe in past lives, it becomes very easy to make sense of the whole thing, and I like to make sense of things that I don't understand. Is there any way I can prove what I'm saying? Absolutely not. If it suits you, you take it. Otherwise, you come up with your own theory on unfairness, okay? Because I always ask myself, why was my staff born in that family and why was I born in this family? Okay, now I can tell you, I have seen the best of people thinking of life as unfair. They will be sitting in their golden palaces and eating from, the best of restaurants and sitting and grumbling about, my husband doesn't give me any attention. He's always working. That also is happening, right? Now, would you call that unfair? Or would you call it unfair that somebody is born blind, right? So I think it's just not being unfair. Let's give unfairness a different definition. What if your voids in your life turn into the values of your life? And I'll explain this a little bit. The voids of our life are things that are taken away from us to create the hunger for us to go seeking them. I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, at one point, because I got married at a very young age, I was deprived of education. So education became the unfairness of my life that I didn't get. I came from a family where my parents spoke a lot about education and the importance of education. But when it came time, the marriage became more important than the education, because they truly believed that I will get myself educated after marriage. Not realizing that I will get pregnant in 6 months and that will just go down the drain, right? And so that became the unfairness of my life. And today I call myself the most educated person in the self-help industry in India. Why? Because of the number of courses I've gone for. Do you know why I went for all of those courses? Because that lack of education created in me a void that I felt like I didn't get this. And so this desire to go seek education became more like an obsession. That obsession came from the unfairness. Now, if you examine any successful person, at some point you will be able to go back in their history and see there was some sort of unfairness, some sort of injustice that happened which created their destiny. So if your past life conversation makes sense to you, you take that. If that doesn't make sense to you, take this, okay? But take something, because I want you to understand actually there's no unfairness, or actually everybody is unfair. You're thinking it's unfair on some and unfair on not. It's the eyes that we have. I have seen happy people in Juggi Jhopris, and I have seen unhappy people as the most successful person on the planet maybe. So happiness or fulfilled person it's not necessary that you'll only get where you feel like God was very kind. God can be super kind to you, and yet you can be a complainer. And you parents know this in this room. For some children, we've done so much and they are still complaining, and for some we did so little and they are so grateful. Gratitude is an attitude. It is not an entitlement or an inbuilt thing. It's an attitude we have to develop. And what I know for sure is, you develop the attitude of gratitude, you will see all of this unfairness fizzle away from your life. You enter what I call the miracle zone then. Fiolina, I am unable to clear clutter from my house. So you know what, I think the most important thing is to create a strategy or a system beyond and after whatever your emotional attachment to your clutter is. So a beautiful question to ask yourself is, what is it that you tell yourself because of which you can't remove the clutter? Is it the insecurity that you may not have this tomorrow, so you are holding on to things? What is it that is keeping you from holding on to things? Like, I remember at one point, the reason I was holding on to my things was not because I was attached to my things, but because I wanted to pass it to the right people. So if I had these beautiful dresses, I knew that, I can give it to that particular sister-in-law of mine or that particular cousin of mine. If I had something which I knew I could use it, So the thing was, I was not making the effort to send it to the right person, but clutter was getting created in my house because of that. Okay, so I'd love for you to check in with yourself. What is it that's making you hold on to that clutter? Let's say you want to wear those particular jeans once you lose weight. See if you can start to tell yourself that, when I lose weight, I deserve to buy a new pair of jeans. I don't want to fit into my old jeans. I will go and buy the latest model of what is at that point fashionable. So it's a new story to give to yourself. So one of the things I love doing is keeping a carton in my dresser, which has really helped me. Okay, and anytime I see something that is cut or not, फट गया है या कुछ भी हो गया है उसको या मुझे पूरा नहीं आ रहा, I keep putting those things in the carton. And let's say every first I just close that carton, put the sellotape and I give it away. I don't go back to re-look at what all I put in that carton, because if I re-look, I'll keep back 5 things. If I at some point in my head had the courage to put it in the carton, and every month that carton goes out of my house. Sometimes this could be a lipstick that I have applied and I felt like उसमें अब smell आ गई है. Just put it in that carton. Sometimes it could be a earring जिसका पीछे का टूट गया है. Put it in the carton. Start to have what I call the monthly dustbin, if I may say so that it becomes easier for you to get rid. Try all of these things. It might just work. A lot of times we are not able to get rid of things is because we don't have a strategy around getting rid. If you're thinking you're going to do it one day, then it's very hard. It has to be brought into a system. I have a lovely lady, her name is Smriti, and she runs the Sort Story. You can follow her on Instagram. She's amazing. She'll just come every 3 months, clear out my dresser and fix everything, label everything. She's so fabulous. The way she comes in, organizes all of my stuff. I'm really bad at organizing, so my staff and Smriti and everyone who can help me, I take as much help as I can. Not because I'm not good at getting rid, but because I don't have the time to attend to all of that, because I'm so busy currently building what I'm building, right? So again, instead of using the word procrastinate, I procrastinate clearing stuff in my house. Look at what really is happening there. If you just go a step deeper, you will get into wisdom. A lot of time we are using our superficial intelligence to examine things and use all of these big words. But from today onwards, this whole week, when you're not able to do something, I want you to go deeper and ask yourself, really, what's my issue? Okay? And if you're not able to clear it, get in touch with one of my coaches. I have over 100 coaches under me now, and get in touch with one of my coaches, and you know what's going to happen? You can just speak to Gunjan, start some program with me, and you will see yourself having a complete transformation. Now, those of you who've done Awakening with me will know how fabulously we can take you through that process. For those of you who'd love to start to manifest a beautiful life, today when I close, I'm going to give you a code word, okay, which you're going to put in the link below or in the comments below, and then that link will come to you, and attend my 2-3 hours of understanding how to create that dream life of yours. It can't be done over an Insta live. I need a longer period with you. At least give me 90 minutes to 2 hours with you. How many of you would love to learn a process around manifestation and really, what would I say, really in wanting to awaken your goddess? Would that be of interest? Okay, superb. Sana Chopra, I have my closest friend who is now getting married. Since the news was shared, he has been extremely distant and taken a back step. I'm so sad and disappointed by this. I recently got married myself. So Sana, one of the things that I have noticed in life, and this could be just my presumption, is that especially when you have a friend in the opposite gender and they decide to get married, women in general, the other woman can get very insecure. Okay, now I don't know what her level of security is, but he right now needs to prove to her the trust level, there's a new relationship he's building currently. Okay, and it may not have happened in the reverse, but it can 100% happen. 90% of the time, every woman that comes into a man's life will first make him block all of his past. Okay, and you may be completely platonic with him, but the other woman is going to take some time. The wife that he's getting is going to take some time to be able to trust every relationship, and because that relationship itself is in nascent stage, it may not be able to carry the completeness of the relationship that you share with that boy, right? So I have a feeling that if you really are a friend, I think it's a very good time to back off for some time and allow him to build a relationship with someone that he's going to be spending the rest of his life with. Okay, having said that, let him know that, you know what, over time, let's start to now build this twosome into a foursome. So if you can start to include your husband and his fiance into more programs, then you can create a new energy in the relationship that where you won't have to lose your friend also, and yet be able to, not be as deep as you can go with a single guy. Okay, so it's going to change for sure. The faster you accept, understand, realize, the easier you can then make it for yourself. Okay, so I'm going to highly recommend to you that re-examine and make it more a foursome. This is a great time for you to connect with her. It's a great time for you to be able to, if you don't want to lose your friend, you're going to have to recreate the whole synergy that is going to exist between the four of you. And who knows, in 2 years from now, you may be going on the most amazing holidays or the most amazing, trips or dinners or, I have a lot of friends, and I can tell you it's 90% of the time that I meet them is always with their wives and my husband. And I feel like that is such a correct way to do things, because you know what? Yes, just because you have the ability to control temptation does not mean you have to put yourself in the position of wanting to check your willpower every time. Okay, so while I know that right now everything may be very platonic between you, but it's not any longer going to be okay with that other person. So we are going to have to recreate, re-energize. Okay, so I feel like whatever in my personal life's experience has been, it has been that, it is so much better that once you are married and once the other person is also married, all direct friendships should be converted into couple friendships. Okay, and those that are not able to convert into couple friendships eventually should fizzle out, because you do not want to put yourself through that temptation. Your 1 week day or his 1 week day can lead to, do you know the number of affairs that are going up in this world right now, especially in India currently? The unhappiness in our marriages plus the ability to have access to the opposite sex so easily has has changed a lot of how our society is currently operating. Okay, now this was not supposed to be a moral lesson, but it is just something for us to start to think about on how we would like to conduct ourselves in life. All right, we've reached 9:53. I want to speak to you a little bit about DTR. So today, instead of clicking the picture, or we can still click the picture, I'd love for you to put DTR in the comment box after I post this. DTR is the code word, dreams to reality it stands for anyone here who'd love to learn more about manifestation. Now, the reason I picked up the topic procrastination today is because the opposite of procrastination is actually manifestation. We think the opposite of procrastination is actually getting things done. More than getting things done, I would love for you to sit back and attract into your life all that you desire. Okay, so see if you can today, after I put this video up, you go to the comment section, put DTR, automatically you will receive a link in your message. Okay, just press that link, sign up for this session, and I think it should be happening sometime this week. I will let you know when, and go for it. It's 2 hours long, but it's going to be very worth your time, because I'm going to be speaking about these 4 avatars that every woman has, that we are not exploring enough. 2-3 of these avatars are sitting dormant, and one avatar becomes extra heavy depending on our experiences. Now, I want all of these 4 avatars to come into balance if you truly want to live an evolved spiritual life. So for anybody here who's interested in making their dreams come into reality, this will be a fabulous 2 hours for you to go and attend. Okay? Ma'am, can you share your daily routine, please? I have such a complicated daily routine that when you come for DTR, you will hear me speak about it in embodying in my awakening course. However, if you want to start, and if you're a beginner, I'm going to give you Savers as a beautiful morning routine to begin with. Okay, so Savers is it's by a man called Hal Elrod. You can Google him. There is a lovely book, I think, The Morning Miracle, that is written by him. So Savers stands for S for silence, I think, A for affirmations, V for visualizations, E for exercise, R for reading, and S for scribing. So Savers, you can just Google this. It'll take you 1 second. You can get the entire acronym. It's a lovely place to begin your journey. So I think when I started my morning routine, if I would just sometimes I would get Savers done in 30 minutes. Sometimes I can get Savers done in 10 minutes. Sometimes I can get Savers done in 5 minutes. Okay. So just like 1 minute of silence, 1 minute of affirmation, 1 minute of visualization, 1 minute of not exercise. 1 minute would be a little less, but okay, 2-3 minutes of exercise. Just do something quickly to awaken your body, some stretching, something, a little bit of reading, and scribing. Scribing is basically journaling, right? Just writing out on a piece of paper anything that you want to improve your relationship with. I normally look at, okay, what do I want to improve my relationship with? My health. Okay, let's write out a sheet on health. On my fitness, let's write on that. And so I'll just journal with whatever currently I feel I want to improve my relationship. You can do journaling on you have these things called journal prompts on Google. Just put journal prompts and see which question, what are you grateful for? Who are you? Why do you think you were born? Such profound questions you can just write out a page on, and just in writing that page, sometimes you'll get the most amazing ideas in your life. So highly recommend Savers as a beautiful morning routine till you find your own. Yeah. Okay, it's 9:56. Let's click a few pictures. Brush my hair. Just making myself presentable. What was your biggest takeaway? Do share with us in your stories, or just type DTR underneath. Yes? क्या पोज अच्छा होता है? ग्रेज दिख रहे हैं. ठीक है, आ गया. All right, let's go to the bottom. I'd love for, you're putting DTR here only. I need you to put DTR once I post this video in my Insta wall. Then only the link will come. यहाँ डालने का कोई फायदा नहीं है. Putting it here is no use. DTR, where are you going to put it? In once I post this video, underneath that, okay? Alright, on that note, I am going to run, but do tell me do take the picture, share it in your story, put at Pooja Puneet, Pooja_Puneet. Make sure you tag me and what was your biggest takeaway from today. You can share it in the chat box or in the comment box underneath this. You can put it in your story, however you want to do it. And next week we'll come back with a brand new topic. Actually, do you have any suggestions around topics? We are looking for topic suggestions because now onwards we want to make every Insta Live a topic. Okay, so is there anything you're currently struggling with in your life that you'd love for me to cover? Okay, just like how we did procrastination today, give me a few topics before you go today so that I can also come up with some lovely ideas. Would you like me to cover work-life balance? Would you like me to cover, addictions? Would you like me to cover marriages? Would you like me to cover, I don't know, just give me some topic. No, don't give me health. Please don't give me health. It's not my topic. Luke Coutinho. Everybody go to someone who's really good at health, okay? Self-worth, okay, lovely. Team Life by Design, can you keep noting these topics, please? Overthinking, I love that. Emotional management, so important. Self-love, amazing. Self-esteem, fabulous. Time management, pakka se done. How to become assertive, yes. How to set boundaries, how to become assertive, that will be so lovely. Anything you speak is so wonderful. I love you, Dipali. Okay. Next week, I'm going to cover something around relationships, okay? This is going to be, I'll take something in relationships and we'll do a deep dive in relationships. I will put it in the day before in my stories on what it is in relationships that we are covering. Is it conflict? Is it, how to bring the spark back? Is it, so we'll just see confidence, such a lovely topic. Managing stress, so important. Thank you. Yeah. So I'll take a deeper, so we'll just take niche topics. I'm not going to take an overall big topic. From that, I'll pull out a topic and we'll cover it. Yeah. Single women. Yeah, I think I really want to do that actually. One of the days I want to cover a full single woman thing. Mother-daughter relationship. I love it. Yeah. Maybe I'll do mother-child only because I don't have a daughter. I wish I had one, but all of you are my daughters, if I may say so. Yeah. How to revive a relationship which has gone silent. So important. Productivity, one of my most favorite topics. I hope a little bit of productivity got covered in procrastination today. Trust issues. I'd love to cover that. Yes, absolutely. Fabulous. Okay, these were great, fabulous ideas. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to run. Thank you so much for coming. Don't forget to type DTR under this video so that you can get that free link to an amazing 2-hour masterclass. Love you all so much. Loads of love. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye. Ciao.